All right. So, hi everyone. Welcome to our first session of introductory session for deep learning with PyTorch. Here with me, I have one of our co-mentor for this session, who is Mustapha Abdullahi, who has been helping in this area data science. He's one of our finest mentor, and he will be the lead for our deep learning with PyTorch. So before diving in today, today we may go through a bit of what we'll be doing in the next few 1 or 2 months. Mustapha will go through the content to just highlight the details, the expectation about the course. And we already discussed with you that this deep learning with PyTorch, we're going to have PyTorch background, then we're going to have second session where we will do NLP with PyTorch. So we'll have also vision with PyTorch, but this first section, deep learning with PyTorch that Mustapha will take us through, it contains a bit of vision in it. So you'll have an iota of vision on how to do vision deep learning with PyTorch. But after this session, we'll have different session also with NLP with PyTorch. Still, our repository is not yet complete, but hopefully before tomorrow, I will try this night because I've been busy to complete it. So let me share a bit to say 1 or 2 things before Mustapha take over. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so yeah. So this is what we'll be doing for deep learning with PyTorch. We'll be diving in through this course, PyTorch for deep learning. And you can see is a very, short intro of PyTorch, but it's really useful, hands-on, that allows you to dive into the, nitty-gritty and get just started with PyTorch. It's really good. We gonna have, so why Mustapha? So Mustapha has already contributed to this learning. So you can see Mustapha is on top of this GitHub repository. He has already contributed, so some full requests and other stuff. And he will be good also to be part of the teaching team for this deep learning with PyTorch. And we are happy to have him in our mix. So I will be here, Idris will be here, Dr. Ibrahim will be here, and also Mustapha will be here. So who is Mustapha? Mustapha, you already know Ibrahim and Idris. Mustapha, he recently finished his master's in AI, in particular robotics, and he also finished his bachelor from ABU with first class, and he finished his master's from Queen Mary also with distinction in AI with robotics. So he is the right person as well to be in our mix to take us through this with deep learning. You can see the course here, but I will allow Mustapha to introduce the course content and what are the expectations and some of the plan we already have. So you can take over.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nagodi Susai. And really nice to meet everyone. It's a pleasure, and it's been nice, being part of the Ariwa Data Science community. I think I'll just share my screen and let's see. Okay. Okay. I think Doctor has done much of what's required. And maybe I'll just start. Please, can you confirm if you can see the slides?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Thank you so much. So I think this is the kind of first session, which is majorly introduction of what to expect within the cohort and the program, and we'll kind of take a deep dive in what to expect. And yes. So I always start with this kind of quote, which is like a kind of Arabic quote: whoever strives shall succeed. So it's always good to work hard in everything you do. And similarly, in this particular cohort in deep learning, also work hard, please. You never know what will come out of it. So I think Doctor has already introduced me. So I'm Mustapha Abdullahi. I'm currently a software engineer intern at Quantum Black AI Labs. So what they do there is more of like build AI solutions for clients. So it could be clients in any industry, technology, transport, pharmaceutical, or medicine, anywhere. So it's honestly been nice working like as an intern there. So it's been giving me lots of valuable experience. And yes, so this is like majorly of the outline in which I will just briefly take you through. And initially I was thinking of everyone introducing themselves, but we don't have time for that maybe. So I will just jump next into like the next like sub-content.
Yeah, Mustapha, I think it's good.
Yes.
It's good to do the intro
okay.
so that we'll know the, it's good.
Okay. Nice. So I think I have introduced myself and I have like a very basic template. Maybe you could take maybe just 20 seconds, your name, your current role, it can be anything. You shouldn't bother much about that if you're a student or anything, and maybe your aspirations. So it doesn't need to be anything, can be anything. So, and let's see, maybe we could just start with, is it okay if I call names for people to introduce themselves?
Yes, fine. That's fine.
Okay. 1 minute. Maybe I'll start with Fatima Muhammad, please. Okay, I think I will just skip to Hassan Muhammad. Please, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, my name is Hassan Muhammad, studying undergraduate at Bayero University, software engineering.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Okay, super cool. And let me see, Muhammad Nasir.
My name is Muhammad Nasir, a 300 level student of biochemistry at Ahmadu Bello University.
Okay, great. Sure, that's something. Nice. And Lukman.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Lukman. I'm a pharmacist. I'm a pharmacist. I work at Deepline as a fulfillment operator. I'm looking to improve my hair.
Okay, nice, awesome. Babangida Sani.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Good evening, all. My name is Babangida Sani. I was one of the fellow for the first cohort of this program, and I am fortunate to be part of the deep learning first cohort also, and I'm currently a student of masters in AI, machine learning, and artificial intelligence in Kalinga University, India. Thank you.
Nice. Thanks so much. Aminu Hamza.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Amina Hamza Nababa, popularly known as Al-Amin. I am a fellow at Ario Data Science first cohort, and I am happy to be one of the first cohort of deep learning. Thank you so much. I am a student also of automotive engineering. Thank you so much.
Okay, super cool. Thank you. And Umar Sani.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Umar Sani Muhammad, and I just finished my MSc in computational mathematics at Bayero University, Kano.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay, really nice. Awal Abubakar.
Okay, well, assalamu alaikum, salam. Good evening, sir. My name is Awal. An MSc student in the Department of Computer Science, Bayero University, Kano.
Nice. Yeah, thank you so much. Bala. Bala. Okay, I think I will. If not available, I'll skip. Farida.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Farida Yusuf. I was part of the first cohort of Ariwa Data Science, and I am also a data analyst. Thank you.
Nice, awesome. Munzali.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, all. I am Munzal Al-Hassan by name. Yeah, I'm a recent graduate of electrical engineering from Kano University of Science and Technology, Urdu. I'm so delighted being part of this deep learning cohort, and I'm aspiring to learn a lot. Maybe by this cohort, I'm gonna have a choice between computer vision and natural language processing. Yeah, thank you.
Super cool. Nice. Tanimu.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Tanimu Abdullahi. I have the MSc and MSc, BSc and MSc in computer science at Bayero University, Kano. Thank you.
Awesome. Sani Aji.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Sani Aji, and I'm a researcher in the field of applied mathematics and also a data analyst. So I'm currently part of the machine learning and data science, but decided to join the deep learning cohort to learn from you. Thank you very much.
Awesome, super nice.
Yeah, he has also PhD in applied mathematics. He's my friend.
Okay.
Yes. If some mathematics is crazy, we can invite him to solve those mathematics.
Definitely, guys. Yeah.
We are here to learn. Thank you very much, Madam Mustapha.
Very welcome, sir. Okay, next, Bilkisu, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bilkis Ismail, and I'm currently a PhD student of computer science. Computer engineering from Abdullahi University.
Nice, really nice. Welcome. Abdullahi Lurwani. Okay, I think maybe we will skip to Abubakar Salisu. Okay, Abdullahi, please. Yes, Abdullahi, please. Okay, I thought he was available. I think we just moved to Abubakar Salisu, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bashir Salis Abubakar, a PhD student.
Cool. Awesome. Welcome. I think we have a mixture of different levels of education. So I think, inshallah, research and digging deep won't be much of a problem, inshallah. So it's really nice to have everyone here. In case maybe if I missed you and you want to talk, you could just message on the chat. So, okay, no problem, Abdullahi. And okay, I think we'll just go on. So it's really nice to meet everyone. And yes. So, yeah. And so I think particularly in this cohort, you'll be diving deep into deep learning. What is deep learning and how it differs from machine learning if you've done like the machine learning, if you were part of the machine learning cohort. And I think fundamentally why it is important. So I think it's very good to take a step back of why you are studying this and what is like AI itself. So to be very simple, like you just want to mimic the human brain into computers, because if you could do that, you would have like wide range of possibilities of things you could achieve. So you could like easily solve problems if it's in healthcare, transportation, and lots of any other industry you could think of. Because when you look at it in some way, like humans, you are maybe limited in some way. You are perfect, but limited in some way. There is like a limitation of things you could do. But if you have this kind of massive like computers that could do what humans could do, like additionally, they can't do, yeah, it's more of like in the case that they could do more of what you could do, and you could also do what they cannot do. I think one example in which you are better than, let's say, even computers, if they get intelligent, let's say some things that we take for granted. Let's say you wake up and you want to make tea. So it takes a lot of effort for you to, it takes a lot of like planning. It relates to robotics, but it takes a lot of like planning. You get up from bed, you know where the kitchen is, you know where to grab your cup or the tea bag from, you know where the hot water is. So, but like a machine, it takes like it would be difficult for him, especially. You could train it to learn how to make like a tea or coffee in London. Let's say you give it an environment Nigeria, one abu, so it becomes a really complicated task. For humans, it's easy. You know where to get your hot water from, you know how to make tea. It's relatively easy. So like the end goal of AI is mimic human intelligence into computers. But there is a fundamental question: how do humans think? So, and like every person will have a different approach. Maybe someone from a neuroscience background and someone from a psychology background will have different maybe thoughts of how humans think. So, and like as an AI engineer or deep learning engineer to be, you need to take everything into account and work with that. Because initially, just a bit of history, how the initial neural networks from perceptron start, they start using this, we call them, what's the name? Activation functions. And they were using an activation function similar to human brain, which was sigmoid. And later on, they realized like sigmoid is not like the best activation function, even though it works for humans. Like for machines, they are silicon-based. They are not like, so you need to like look at what works for humans and think differently, which takes us to the next point, inshallah. So like deep learning, it's ever changing, and sometimes you might feel overwhelming, like compared to other fields. Like every day there is like tons of conference research paper that are being established. So how can you succeed? So I'm saying maybe how you could succeed, but it's not like I've succeeded myself. I'm also trying to succeed in some way. So I think one thing is fundamental: try to understand. It's okay maybe to memorize a few formulas, but try to understand deeply about why things are the way they are. Then number two is, how can you improve? Like this particular model trained on XYZ gives you 92% accuracy. Can I take it to 95? Can I take it to 99%? So, and innovation. So innovation is very key, because with improvement, you could just get like, you would get progress, but it's a progress that has limitations. So let's say you are training like AlexNet on a very large, you start training AlexNet on your computer, you get a good progress. You start training AlexNet on a very large computer, you get an increase in progress. But let's say it takes you to a level in which no matter the amount of compute, it doesn't improve like the accuracy of that network. So you need to innovate, try to innovate new methods that are different from previous methods, which is like very key to building like this AI systems. And yes, so one of the main resources, as Doctor pointed out, is like the deep learning, PyTorch deep learning GitHub. So which it's really well structured in some way. It takes you like from the basics, fundamentals, and one of the primary deep learning tools we'll be using here is PyTorch. So because PyTorch has like a lot of significant advantages both in industry and academia, so it's used a lot, which is a really good fit for this particular program. So I believe maybe some of you have started diving deep in, maybe started working with PyTorch already, but it shouldn't be a problem if you have no idea about it. We'll take it step by step, and if you have any problems, you can also reach out to me. So don't worry, all these resources will be sent out to you. Then these are like some recommended books. So advisably, I've read like Deep Learning with PyTorch, which is really good. You could also look at it if you haven't. And Understanding Deep Learning is a very recent book by Simon J. Prince, because Simon J. Prince is a really well-known researcher, especially in the field of computer vision. So especially classical computer vision. So with this book, it simplifies a lot of concepts, relatively new. So I know like not all of us maybe has the means of getting maybe hard copy books. So, but I will not advise you to maybe download, it depends. So maybe look at the links and see what you could make of them. So, but I would advise you to really get these resources, but feel free to navigate other books or videos that will help you along your journey in this course. So, and yes, so I think I will just highlight a few of the notebooks, and so that you could just see. Please, can you still see my screen? Huh? The change.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. Nice. Thanks very much. So like the notebook is it's very well structured, and it takes you like fundamentals of PyTorch, what you could do, because like in AI, one of the fundamental building blocks of AI is tensors. So in the first lecture, it takes you about what is a tensor, how you could manipulate tensor, create tensors, and manipulation of tensors. Then I think one of the first the next lesson, it takes you into what's like the AI workflow, in that if you take like an AI system, it's more of like a pipeline leading from one particular, let's say it's like a pipeline, you do one task and move to the other task. So it kind of gives you detail to just give you an idea. It's more of like you train your model, you evaluate, then maybe deploy, something of that nature. So, and like after that, you kind of dig deeper into neural networks. So the entire course module or GitHub page is focused on relatively on computer vision, but let's say less than half of it, it's more of like general machine learning. So you could pick up one or two components in which you could reuse for NLP later, inshallah, when you start doing deep learning for NLP. So like learning to work with this PyTorch module, like everything you learn would be transferable to what's the name? Deep learning, inshallah. And yes, so that's majorly, don't worry, like this link will be sent to you. So if in case you don't get it. So, and there is a YouTube page by the same person talking about the same resources. You could also look into that. I think it's more than 24 hours long. So just if you want to look at that also, feel free. But for us, we are going to take a slightly different approach. You'll be mainly following this, but in between, we will embed some more extra assignments and maybe let's say courseworks within them, so that at least to give you, to just give you more better feel of like deep learning, not to make it more difficult, just to make you like learn it far better. So let me just take you through just briefly. So at the end of, towards the end, let me see this one. So towards the end of almost every notebook, there are exercises. So I will just come into it this briefly. So let me just continue presenting 1 minute. So yes, so the timeline is more of like every week, we try to do one of the notebooks. So, but this is like tentative, but we'll discuss more with Doctor on how to go about structuring of the things. But for now, like every week, we take one notebook and discuss it and see what we could do with it. Then, let me see. Yeah, so within this particular cohort, there will be courseworks, which are majorly assignments and projects. Just to highlight, weekly, we treat like one notebook. And at the end of the notebook, there are like sets of like questions, which are very practical and some are maybe theoretical. Then you will be asked to answer them. And we will give a deadline. So I will discuss more with Doctor of how the deadlines will be, maybe 1 week, just to accommodate for other people that are everyone, because everyone is a bit busy. So yeah, you have some flexibility. Then within, maybe during halfway towards the program, we'll have like an individual assignment in which everyone will be expected to maybe develop a project. So it won't be something really intensive, because we know like computer vision, it's a bit compute intensive and maybe not everyone have the resources. It's something maybe you could maybe agreeably do on your computer or maybe on the Colab, just to maybe ease it, but at least to increase your understanding of things and help you play around with things. Then towards the end, but I think this last group project is a bit tentative. I will need to discuss with Doctor and see how we go about it. But relatively, we'll have something like this group project, because like in the ML field, it's very good to have something to work collaboratively, because most times you won't be working alone. There is huge disadvantage working alone. So for now, maybe 3 to 4 students per group, in which you work on a relatively extensive project, at least to make use of the knowledge you have learned and to perhaps improve on something pre-existing. And we try to see if since in the last cohort, you did something on research writing, you just see like how you could come up with something. It could be like a poster or just a mini presentation paper, research paper. And yeah, so from there, it would be like the final courseworks for, but this is really tentative. We'll discuss with Doctor and other mentors to see how best to go about this. But this is like the expectations with time. Yes. And yes, so usually like the sessions will be weekly, every Saturday, 8 p.m. Always, maybe just 5 minutes break. And the plan is like every week we might likely have, by Sundays, we'll have like surgery time. So surgery, not medical, in terms of deep learning. If you have any problems or challenges, you could always ask related to deep learning, or maybe you're working on some separate projects and maybe might need some key ideas. So we could key into that. There's no guarantee, maybe I or other mentors know it 100%, but we'll try to see as much as possible how we could help, particularly with the courseworks or any problems. So it's just maybe like a lab session in which we discuss, maybe you have an issue running some bit of code or maybe some other research or coursework you're working on, then we could discuss that within the surgery hours. And yes, so it's a bit, things might change. So since you are the first cohort, we'll be testing things around and to make things really good and better, inshallah. So comments. So I think after every session, we'll have like some feedback session. You give me feedback, maybe things that we could do better, me and Ariwa Data Science, so that at least we would improve for you before you finish the cohort, and for maybe the subsequent people that will be coming for the cohort, which maybe likely one or few of you might teach in the next few classes, inshallah. So what next? As Doctor mentioned, there will be a deep learning for NLP, so which will be really helpful. And I just put this in, that's large scale engineering. So, and just to highlight, like large scale engineering deals with how you could train a really massive model. So when you think about it, like models like the GPT-3 and the rest, so how could you really train this? This is really tentative, so that's in the maybe long run, but we'll let you know about the plans for this. So how you train really massive neural networks, and maybe tricks and tips to train efficiently, rather than wasting compute or doing repetitive training of your neural network. You could just assume, for instance, maybe you have, I should use an Adam optimizer, work almost perfectly well for almost all my cases, or I should use this particular learning rate, which will maybe, yes, and maybe something like metrics tracking, so just so that you could keep touch with how your model is behaving over time. And yes, I think that's majorly it. So just this quote again. So it will be good to make use of the opportunities you have, inshallah. And yes, I think that's majorly it for me. So if you have any questions or discussions or things you want us to highlight or talk about again, just please let me know, inshallah.